today we're going to look at how we can determine the parts when given the ratio and the total in a situation. One of the tools that we can use to help us is called a tape diagram. And this is simply a fraction strip or a strip diagram. It's also called a length model or a bar model. And in a tape diagram, we use rectangles to model the quantities of a ratio. So we're looking at how much is in each part of the ratio. I'd like to start with this example and a tape diagram. So in our story, we have a delivery truck. And on the delivery truck, we have a ratio of apples to oranges, which is 5 to 3. So 5 apples to every 3 oranges. And we're given the information that the total number of apples and oranges is 120. So we're wanting to know how much of each apple we have. So we'll take a tape diagram like you see in the picture here, and we're going to set up a rectangle for each part. Now, if you look at our ratio of 5 to 3, we have 5 parts for the apples and 3 parts for the oranges. So altogether that gives us 8 parts that we need to work with. So in the tape diagram you see the 5 individual rectangles representing the 5 parts for the apples in our ratio, and 3 rectangles for the oranges representing 3 parts. And you can look in that picture and see that we have a total of 8 rectangles in our tape diagram. Now in the equation that you see, we have taken 120 pieces of fruit, the total number of apples and oranges, and we are going to divide that by the total number of parts in our ratio. Remember, we had 5 parts for the apples and 3 parts for the oranges, so we have a total of 8 parts. And we'll take that 120, divide by 8, and that's going to give us 15. That means in each part we're going to have 15 pieces of fruit. So you can kind of think of this as maybe boxes of fruit, where in each box we have 15 apples or 15 oranges. So in the tape diagram we've labeled that out. Each box we've shown 15 apples, and in the lower row 15 oranges in each box. So now we can add up the total number of apples, 15 times 5, which is 75, which tells us we have a total of 75 apples, and 15 times 3, which is 45, which tells us we have a total of 45 oranges on the truck. And if we look at that 75 to 45, we see that we're still keeping that 5 to 3 ratio. All right, let's do one together now. In this story, we have Mikey and Sam, who are participating in the school walkathon. For every 2 laps that Mikey walks, Sam walks 3. So we have a ratio of 2 to 3. If they walked a total of 20 laps, what is the number of laps each walked? So let's set up our tape diagram. In the first row, since Mikey is first, we'll represent Mikey. And in our second row, we will represent Sam. Now, it says that for every 2 laps Mikey walks, so we need 2 rectangles in our tape diagram. Sam walks 3, so Sam needs 3 rectangles in his row. Okay, so now we know that they walked a total of 20 laps. So we're going to take our total number of laps, divide it by the total number of parts that we are focusing on. Well, we have 2 parts for Mikey and 3 parts for Sam. That means we're going to take 20 and divide it by 5, which means we're going to get 4 laps for each part. So over on our tape diagram, in each rectangle, we will write a 4. If you want to do a little mental math, you'll see that we have 4 5 times, which is 20, so we have our total correct. And that tells us now that we can look at the number of laps that each person walked. So for Mikey, we have 4 plus 4, which is 8. That means Mikey walked 8 laps. And Sam walked 4 plus 4 plus 4, or 12. So Sam walked 12 laps. And a way for you to double check is to take 8 plus 12, and if you get that original total of 20, which we do, we've done our work correctly. We can also use a double number line if you're more comfortable with that. For the same problem, we're going to take that 2 to 3 ratio. So we'll start at 0, 0, and we'll use that first vertical line to represent 2 to 3 ratio. So let's label our double number line here. This is Mikey's row. This is Sam's row, just so we can keep everything straight. Now, let's do a little multiplication to get some equivalent ratios here, but we're looking for a total of 20 laps. So in this first ratio, we see 2 plus 3, which is 5 laps, so we need to keep going. We can double now and talk about 4 to 6. Well, that is a total of 10, so we still need to go on. And let's see, let's double that again. Let's do 8 to 12, and we can check that 8 plus 12 equals 20. So again, we come up with the 8 to 12, which says that Mikey walked 8 laps, Sam walked 12, for a total of 20. So either representation works. Use whatever is easier for you to understand and visualize. Let's do another example together, and I'm going to do this both ways. I'll start with a tape diagram, then we'll do it on a double number line. So in this story, Mo and Mia baked 24 batches of cookies. So there's our total right there. We have a total of 24 batches. And they baked these batches in a ratio of 1 to 2. So Mo is represented by the first number in the ratio. Mia will be the second. All right, so we know that Mo is going to have 1 part, or 1 rectangle. Mia is going to have 2 parts, or 2 rectangles. We need to come over here and do a little bit of calculation work. We'll take that 24 total batches. We're going to divide by the number of parts that we need. So we need to consider the 1 part for Mo, the 2 parts for Mia, which means we're going to do 24 divided by 3, which is 8. That means each part is representing 8 batches. So we have 8 batches for Mo, 8 and 8 batches for Mia. So we see that Mo baked 8 batches, and Mia baked 8 plus 8, or 16 batches. Quick double check. 8 plus 16 should equal our 24, and it does, so we've done this well. All right, one more time. Same problem, double number line. We'll start by labeling the double number line. Mo is the top line, since he's mentioned first. Mia second. We'll start at 0, 0, and then the ratio is 1 to 2. Well, 1 plus 2 is 3, so we haven't covered all the batches yet. So let's double and go to 2 to 4. Well, 2 plus 4 is 6. So we're not there yet. Let's try it again. Let's double 4 to 8. Well, 4 plus 8 is 12. So let's double again. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And 8 plus 16 covers the 24 batches. So there's our ratio again. Mo baked 8 batches while Mia baked 16. All right, before you come into class, make sure you have a good set of notes. You've filled in your information on both the tape diagrams and the double number lines in these examples. And then remember to go to the WSQs and complete your questions there. Thank you.